Patty Jenkins is in the news talking Star Wars, and the internet is freaking out. Is this movie back on? What is Lucasfilm doing? Nothing. They're not doing anything. This is all Patty Jenkins, and I'm gonna break it down for you here in a second. Now, if you didn't know, once upon a time back in Hollywood, Patty Jenkins here was supposed to be working on a Rogue Squadron movie. Now, unfortunately for her, she put out a movie called Wonder Woman 1984, and it didn't do too well.
You're putting yourself and everyone else in grave danger. I need you to give me the stone. What happened to it?
So let's go ahead and look at this article here from the Hollywood Reporter. We have Patty Jenkins talking Star Wars again. It reads, Patty Jenkins says she's back on Star Wars movie Rogue Squadron. The Wonder Woman director says she's writing a Rogue Squadron movie after all. Now, take a look at these quotes from her. All right, this is hilarious. Patty Jenkins is giving a promising update on her long presumed dead Star Wars movie Rogue Squadron. The Wonder Woman director says she's back in active development on the project and is working on a draft for Lucasfilm. So here's a quote. She says, "When I left Star Wars to do Wonder Woman 3 and I started working on that, we talked about it. Well, maybe I'll come back to do Star Wars after Wonder Woman 3, she told the Talking Pictures podcast. So we started a deal for that. So when the Wonder Woman 3 went away, Lucasfilm were like, oh, we've got to finish that deal. We finished the deal right as the strike was beginning. So now I owe a draft of Star Wars. We will see what happens there. Who knows? They have a hard job in front of them. What's the first movie they're going to do? They have other directors who have been working, but now I'm back on doing Rogue Squadron. We'll see what happens. We need to get where we're both super happy with it." Okay, listen to the words she's using there. Who knows? We'll see what happens? Right. The emotion of Star Wars and what it stands for is something so beautiful in this world. Star Wars was born out of World War II, so in a way, I've always wanted to do a fighter pilot movie. So yes, I would love to do it. Folks, this movie is not happening, okay? This movie is not happening. This is Patty Jenkins going into business for herself. That's a wrestling term. When you're going into business for yourself. Patty Jenkins has nothing cooking right now, okay? So what she has to do, she goes on these podcasts, these interviews, these TV shows or whatever, and she talks herself up. This is Hollywood. You have to make it seem like you're doing something. You have to make it seem like you're booked and busy, like you have stuff in the oven, like you are in demand, okay? She has nothing cooking for her right now. She has nothing going. So she's on these podcasts talking about a movie that ultimately will not be made. She owes them a draft, okay? There's a deal in place where she has to produce a draft to get money. Once she does that, they pay her and that's it. They don't have to do anything with that script. They can throw it in the trash. If she wants to get paid from that deal, she has to produce that script in some way, somehow, which is interesting considering she's not the one even writing the script. But ultimately, she has a deal in place. She produces a script, they pay her, and that's it. That's the deal. They don't have to do anything with that script. And spoiler alert, they won't do anything with that script. There are 3 movies on the docket right now. You have The Mandalorian and Grogu. You have that Rey movie that supposedly is not doing too well. It's kind of messy, the production on that. And you have The Origins of the Jedi. Those 3 movies are what's coming out right now. We know how Lucasfilm is. Nothing's guaranteed, but that's the plan. You know what's not the plan? This Rogue Squadron movie, Kevin Feige produced stuff. Everything else on the fringes, all that other stuff is not happening. This is her keeping her name out there, making people know that, hey, I'm working on something, guys. I'm doing something. I'm not just sitting on my hands. I got stuff cooking. She's getting her name out there, playing the Hollywood game, okay? This is Hollywood talk. She knows they're not doing a Rogue Squadron movie. That movie is not happening, and she knows that. She's just trying to get paid from that draft. She will produce the draft, she'll get paid, and that'll be it. That's the reality of the situation. So all these people freaking out about Rogue Squadron and, oh, she's gonna be back on the project. This movie is not coming out. It will not see the light of day. Trust me. It's all to make her seem more busy than she actually is, all right? So I don't wanna see all these YouTube videos, all these people freaking out. You're wasting your time. This movie is not happening. You don't see the trades talking about this. This is a podcast, okay? Keep that in mind. This is all Patty Jenkins talking for herself, hyping herself up, making it seem like she has stuff to do. That's it. So let's not freak out and go overboard like we always do and make it seem like this is happening, or, hey, what's going on with Lucasfilm? Nothing's going on with Lucasfilm. This movie isn't happening. So all these people doing articles and writing all this stuff about Lucasfilm, guys, this movie is not happening, okay? I can promise you that. This is a clever calculation by Patty Jenkins to get her name out there and make it seem like she's booked and busy. That's it. This movie will not happen, ain't gonna happen. Don't be fooled. What are your thoughts on Patty Jenkins' comments? Are you excited about a Rogue Squadron movie? Were you looking forward to her project in Star Wars? Let me know. Remember to like and subscribe, and I will talk to you later. Peace.